Hello and welcome to the very first episode of The Voice of Reason. This is a show where I attempt to separate fact from hype and outright lies in order to remove the ignorance on any given subject. Should you wish to submit a subject for discussion, send me a private message. Please rate and subscribe if you liked it, or downvote and ignore me if you don't. It helps me to learn how to improve the show. Right. With that out of the way, welcome to the first episode of The Voice of Reason. I apologize for the low budget backdrop. It's all I can do at the moment with what I have at hand. Right, first things first. The subject today is going to be about entrapment and what is and is not entrapment in regards to shows like Bait Car, and where you see on TV they do these drug busts and prostitute busts and all that. Now, for the legal definition. In criminal law, a person is entrapped when he is induced or persuaded by law enforcement officers or their agents to commit a crime that he had no previous intent to commit. A defendant who is subject to entrapment may not be convicted as a matter of public policy. However, there is no entrapment where a person is ready and willing to break the law, and the government or law enforcement agents merely provide what appears to be a favorable opportunity for the person to commit the crime. In order to be found the victim of entrapment, the defendant must show that he or she was unduly persuaded, threatened, coerced, harassed, or offered pleas based on sympathy or friendship by police. Now, is Bait Car entrapment? No. Bait Car is not entrapment. It is simply a situation where the police or law enforcement or government, whoever, sets up a more favorable opportunity for a crime to take place. Bait cars are often left in high crime areas where car theft is most likely to occur. They set up cameras, microphones, and the locking systems in order to gather evidence of what is taking place and such. The car is left with the keys often in the ignition or somewhere visible, offering a more favorable opportunity for a criminal who has the intent to steal the vehicle to attempt to do so. It is not entrapment. The person already has the desire to steal the vehicle or whatever, and they do so, and the car is a trap, but it is not considered entrapment for the reasons I listed in the legal definition. Now, drug busts. Are those entrapment? No. Those are not entrapment. Even though undercover officers may be involved, oftentimes a undercover officer will be playing the part of a drug dealer in an area that is known for drug deals to go down. An individual comes up and solicits them for an illicit or illegal substance. The officer passes them the substance, the person takes it and hands them the money. The transaction has taken place. The person has committed an illegal act. They are then arrested. Prostitution sting. An undercover law enforcement officer is standing on a corner, let's say, dressed up as a prostitute. They're not going up to individuals and say, hey, are you looking for a good time? They sit and they wait for an individual to come to them and say, hey, I'm looking to purchase services from you. Can you meet me somewhere? And they go to this place. They wait for the transaction to go down, and then they make the arrest. It is not entrapment. They simply set up a more favorable opportunity for the crime to take place or the individual to commit said crime. Now, the people who say that these traps are entrapment, it's not. The law enforcement agents are simply setting up a more favorable situation for the people who intend to commit the crime to do so. Entrapment would be a police officer handing you a paper bag and saying, Hold on to this for a moment for me, would you? You hold on to the paper bag for a few minutes. The police officer looks around for a little minute. All of a sudden, grabs you, throws you onto the ground, and says, "You're under arrest for possession of an illicit substance." Reaches into the bag and pulls out a handful of marijuana, cocaine, or whatever. All of a sudden, you're busted for a crime that you had no idea were committing. You were set up. Now, another example would be you're sitting at a red light. A police officer in a patrol car sees you and waves you through the red light, telling you it's fine, go ahead, I got you. As soon as you do so, a mile or so down the road, you get pulled over by that officer, and you get written up a ticket or whatever for violating a traffic law. You were coerced, tricked, or persuaded into committing a crime you would not have otherwise committed. That is the difference between entrapment and a trap. So that's it for this episode. I kept it pretty tame. However, I will do other subjects later on in the future. If you would like to make a suggestion, again, send me a personal message, or in the comments simply write what you would like me to discuss, and if I think it would be a good subject, I will pick it and I will discuss it. If you liked this show and would like to see more, please vote or subscribe. If you do not like the show, ignore it, block me, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Either way, I will be learning what to discuss, how to better improve this show, and whether or not I would like to make this into a regular series. Maybe I would. Anyway, that's it for me. See you next time.